So okay guys, judging from the title of the video, this video might be a bit of a controversial video. A few people might dislike it, but I thought it was important to talk about it, to try to help promote something that I believe in, or at least educate as much people as possible. The title of the video is The Last Tarpon I Ever Killed. Now this was about, well, not too long ago, maybe 3 to 4 years ago. We have always been primarily shore fishermen, meaning we fish from land. Boat fishing was maybe 3 or 4 times a year thing for us. But now we've gotten the villains, so we fish more often on the boat for sure. But before that, we were mostly land fishing. Anywhere we could throw a line from land is where we would have targeted. So in Trinidad, fishing from land, the biggest fish that you can target for sure will be a tarpon. So that was something we always targeted however years gone by. And even previous to that, our family had a long history of, going into the swamp and catching tarpon. That was the biggest fish you could possibly catch. They used to fish in a small aluminum boat, so venturing out in the sea was not something that they could have done easily. So swamp fishing, the biggest fish you could target again was tarpon. So, we grew up with that sort of rivalry for the fish. To catch a big tarpon would have been a great accomplishment. And in fact, it is a great accomplishment. It's a big fish, a very hard fighting fish. But the thing is, back then, you used to catch it and keep it and eat it. That's like a normal thing in Trinidadian culture. Even people still do it today. So it's a bit different from if you're watching from another country. Many countries, tarpon are eaten. Trinidad is one of those countries where it has been consumed quite a lot, especially in the southern areas. People still eat it quite often. But the purpose of this video is to, try to promote a bit more catch and release of tarpon. Like I said, not too long ago, I was the one who used to be catching and keeping tarpon. 3 to 4 years ago was this when this video was from. And that time I was now transitioning into practicing catch and release. I'd already started to release all the juveniles meaning 10, 15 pounds and less. But this one was a pretty decent sized one, close to 50 pounds. Fishing from shore, that's quite an accomplishment to catch it. So even while I caught it, you would hear me saying, should we release it? So before I go much more into the video, I'm going to run that clip for you. It's me and my brother, J-Lo, fishing for big tarpon. And check out this video from, I think it's 3 to 4 years ago. And then after we'll get back and talk a bit more about it. So I'm just putting on the GoPro. I missed 2 huge tarpon hookups that got away. Now the bait is dead. So now the chances are pretty slim we'll get another bite. But hey, gotta keep on trying. I'm gonna jump out, just see the model fly out of the mouth. Yeah. Look at one take it, look at that, that's a big mullet. Yeah, let him take it and smooth it. Yeah, that mullet dead. I'll tap one, pick up that boy. Yeah. Yeah, let him take it and smooth it. Give him slack and jam hard. You have him? Yeah, boy, you shall let him go. Nah, boy, you let him go enough. Just a jam them, boy. Dead. And them mullet real big, boy. But them fish should be taking out a big good size, boy. Set back. He might pass back with it. It dead, boy. Yeah, that big top one out of there again. Strap up the slack and let it hang over. So you can skate if you had a skate. Is the hooks we don't have, eh? Something in here, bro. No? Yeah.
Oh God.
Watch it. Nah. Watch your foot by behind. Yeah. Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah.
You go slow, you go chat out. Okay, then you think again, down by the beach. Then you think again by the beach, you go and jump when you reach close here. You don't walk long so he go carrying you so.
Yeah.
God, go slow.
Oh, we go fight him.
Fish go and jump now.
Fight him as long as possible.
So we're going to plow next line?
Yeah, better go there. You coming up, you know? Come. Go from the outside. Go from the outside. Go from the outside. Yeah, go from the outside. You go from the outside around there. He inside. Don't get me tough too much. You right?
Yeah, my hand must do some good cuts.
Yes,
You go and slap up, eh? You have it?
Yeah, you will go. You get cut up?
Yeah, for sure. Man, watch you up.
Come on the line. Yeah.
Well done, boy.
You come up real easy though.
You carrying him home?
What do you think?
Yeah.
We could throw him back, you know.
Huh?
We could throw him back.
Boy, somebody go take that, boy. I don't think I might phone get some pictures of this anywhere.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's okay, it's home, boy.
You will beating up yourself right now.
That's how you carry him home. You carry him home.
Alright.
Damn.
Okay, now that you saw the video, you would see that how when we hooked the tarpon, we were pretty excited. Even landing the tarpon, J-Lo risked his own body to land the tarpon, because that was what we used to do. You know, we used to target big fish from shore, and the big fish being a tarpon. So to get that fish, you know, was a pretty good accomplishment for us. And you see, in catching it and bringing it up and securing it, the fish would have been severely damaged or injured, because we had no intention of releasing it. Like I said, it was not something we were doing regularly back then, except for the juveniles. We were releasing juveniles from a couple of years before that. Because again, I would say for me, tarpon is a very poor eating fish. I've eaten it a couple of times. I do not like it at all. Now, some people might think differently. I mean, but for me personally, it's probably one of the worst fish I've ever eaten. So I won't be keeping them, especially since we have opportunities to catch other fish now. And like I said, I'd like to say for any recreational fisherman, you shouldn't be keeping tarpon. I mean, if the situation is where you're a fisherman and you have to catch a tarpon to feed your family, I'm not going to fault you for that. I mean, of course not, your family comes first, it's a priority. So I'm not going to be faulting or hating you for that. But I'm saying for recreational fishermen, if you want to catch a big tarpon, great, catch it, but try and release it. There are a lot of better eating fish out there. And all fishing for me is all about the fight. It's the best thing in fishing. And that hookup and that fight for a tarpon is great. And after you catch it and you fight it for a while, you should have some respect or admiration for that kind of fish, for putting up that kind of fight. So again, I know a lot of people might be disliking this video or hating the video because, it is a controversial topic. Still, it's quite controversial in Trinidad still. We have a lot of people very against it. Some people still catch tarpon on a regular basis and kill them and keep them and eat them. But for me, I say like a recreational fisherman, or if there's opportunities for you to catch other fish out there, release the tarpon. It's a benefit to all of us. Again, I'm not going to fault you if you have to feed your family. That's your own personal choice and you have to do what you have to do. It's just more important for you. And like I said, for a shore fisherman without access to a boat, it is the biggest fish you can catch for sure. It's what we used to target. We don't really do it that much often. And back then we didn't know anything much about circle hooks and all these different, we use normal hooks. Let the tarpon take the line. Most of the time they swallow the bait, so they would be severely injured. And most of the time they wouldn't make it. So again, we weren't fishing for catch and release. We didn't have the knowledge or the education to do it. But after learning more and more about it, getting more exposed to fishing, learning more about different species of fishes, then you start to understand a bit more of why catch and release is important for certain species of fish. Tarpon are very slow growing fish. Adults take years to get that size until they can reproduce. And when they do reproduce, it's not where it's a high percentage of fry loss or baby, what a lot of the babies die. That's why you see a lot of them coming up into the shallows of the small rivers and lagoons and stuff like that. That's where they're safe. So if you're catching those, I highly recommend you catch and release them because they're just starting their life. I mean, that's a baby. So at the end of the day, I'll leave the choice up to you. I'm giving you my point of view. And I would say, I strongly suggest you catch and release as much tarpon as possible. So I hope you guys at least got something to take away from this video. I do apologize if I offended anyone by showing this video. I just thought it was important to get it out there. And again, back then we weren't into the whole catch and release. We didn't have the knowledge. We weren't, in that phase where we can understand it's better to release the tarpon. Now we know, 3 to 4 years later, I'm a strong person that in support of catch and release tarpon. I know you might not be there at that point in time. That's why I won't argue with you or fight you down or cause big arguments. I see it on Facebook all the time, people fighting on another guy for killing a tarpon. Hey, the guy, he doesn't know better. That's what he would have grown up doing. So don't be getting all agitated and even more argumentative to fight it down the point. Try to educate as much as possible. If the person doesn't agree at first, no need to get super defensive and argue about it. You never know, a year or 2 years down the road, they could turn into a catch and release tarpon fisherman. It's all in being good with people, being kind to people, educating, not arguing. So guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. Again, I hope you took something away from it. And I always appreciate you watching the videos to the end. Thanks a lot for watching. Lots more videos to come. Hopefully I get that big catch and release tarpon on video soon. And also hoping to catch a couple other fish soon to show you some catch and release videos. So thanks for watching. Keep fishing. Get into the outdoors. Practice catch and release when possible. Fish on.